absolutely necessary.
Corner store red and blue like flashing. Thugs in the alley, yeah, dreams they crashing. Politicians in suit, blocking they rackets. Pop off the paint, can you block it through a casket? Younger with a strap, no hope, just rage. Put you in the system, get you stuck in the cage. Attaching your soul, leave you stuck in the hood while we slinging this truth, and you know it's all good. CIA dope, so they flooding the streets. Lock you in chains, and you're dead in the heat. War crime, yeah, they call it control. See, I came from the gutter, so I know what they stole. The plugs on the line, but the feds tap the phone. Drones overhead, feeling like a war zone. Mayor talking peace, but the tanks roll deep. Say he went to prison, but he came out in a sheet. Hustle all day, gotta eat, no choice. Screaming war crimes inside the Rolls Royce. Bombing our enemies, calling it policy. Keep the trap booming, yeah, that's a prophecy. Midnight rage while I'm kicking down the door. Jack boy blues while I'm rolling up the score. Stacking up this paper while you out staying broke. Funding all these wars while I'm laughing at these jokes. War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like dodging enslavement. War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like dodging enslavement. War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like dodging enslavement. War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like dodging enslavement. Dice roll fade, yeah, spinning on the block. Gun pops watching the suit and the Glock. Legislative blade, cut the port to the bone. Building an empire while I'm in my zone. Hustle in my veins, I just sets that they trap. From the corner to the Capitol, we cashing that debt. War crimes, yeah, see the blood on the flag. While the preacher selling hope, I'm just getting to the bag. We can work overseas, but the feds wanna snitch. Global game dirty, yeah, they kissing on the rich. War crimes painted on the walls of the traps. With the truth in the booth, another X on the map. Street life figures out here moving with the pack. Feds circle like well, just slipping in the trap. White House glowing, but it's built on the scars. Dealing war crimes, bring you to the stars. Casting my vote to the block to the stage. Bullet is about to get right in our page. War crimes stacking from the hood to the lost. Out in these streets, they call me a god. Y'all can only heat, but the souls in the eyes. Politicians out here selling all these lies. Trapping to the top, rewriting all the scripts. Money and the power, yeah, it's time to get rich. War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like dodging.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like dodging.
Welcome to the show.
War crime, blood on the pavement, trapped like
All right, let's get this thing off the ground and do what we came to do. All right, welcome. Nice to see every single one of you. All right, welcome to the show. It really does feel like that. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm not here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class.
You can tell that I made it.
Look at my grass.
Cars in the garage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I play the game so well, I won't finish
Let's
last.
go.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral 'cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my flash.
Good morning, Rick Gutierrez, modern Democrat. You look forward to me every morning. I look forward to you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here goes Zeus haters. Here goes.
I'ma take off this
Listen, Zeus hater.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's last
Shit
a
ton.
couple of days.
Yes.
That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
You haven't seen what happened yesterday, then,
It's like deja vu.
You didn't see what happened yesterday?
It's like deja vu.
You're gonna blame me.
It's like deja vu.
All right, fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host, I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are all gathered here today. We have to do the real work it takes to save this country from the evil clutches of Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons who are hell-bent on ruining the greatest nation on the face of the earth by blind loyalty to Donald Trump. And so before we get into that, because there's really only one thing I want to talk about, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. For those of you just tuning in, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest. I am the most honest person on social media, hands down. Remember, on social media, not just on my kingdom, because a lot of people seem to be getting confused about that. The second H is because I am humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. Again, on social media. All right, and then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Yesterday we had some disturbance in the kingdom, but that will not happen again, rest assured. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now, like I said earlier, what we do over here is we call out this Trump administration and we do everything in our God-given power and our freedom and our rights to bring his poll numbers where they belong, which is in hell. So we're taking Donald Trump's poll numbers and we're putting them in hell where they belong, because eventually he will be there along with his supporters and they will burn forever in the eternal lake of fire. And so I got tools for that. And so what I'll say is this: if you are any Trump voters out there, anybody out there worshiping Donald Trump this morning, I just want to make sure I give you a heads up about, good morning, Takesha. I just want to give you a heads up this morning about, this show. This show is not designed to make you feel good at this point, especially after I saw what I saw yesterday in Minneapolis. All right. And so what I'll say is this: if you're a Trump supporter out there, do me a favor and leave this show right now, because it's going to get very uncomfortable for you in here. I promise you it will. But get this: you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
The doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. And I take no responsibility for anybody that has feelings that might get hurt, because we're going to have to address what's happening in the United States of America. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we saw something very, very disturbing. Honestly, for a lot of people of color, though, for a lot of people of color, it wasn't something we weren't quite familiar with. It was just a reminder of how corrupt and unjust the United States of America is. Yeah, we saw in Minneapolis a fragile, broken criminal with a badge. I call them criminals with badges. White guy. This vehicle was just sitting on the road, doing what most people do in their neighborhoods, and he walks up to this woman in a car, and Renee Nicole Good. He drew out his equalizer. It's a weapon of mass destruction. You want to talk about the things that I saw? He drew out a weapon, put it point blank in a woman's face, a white woman at that. Put it in her face. No warning, no stop, or I'll do this. Just decided he was going to end this woman's life in front of everybody. And I sat back and I said, why is it always the case that there's political violence in this country and it comes from the folks on the right? She was not doing anything any of us wouldn't do. Everyone knows right now, you can't trust these people running around with masks on claiming to be ICE for several reasons. They lie in their police reports about what really happened, even though the footage says one thing. You got people out here impersonating ICE agents, and if it's really not a cop from your neighborhood that you don't know, then you don't know who these people are. You just say, okay, and you speed off. And every law enforcement person that I've spoken with, they say, as long as you got the plates, you'll be able to track down if the person's really doing so. You'll be able to get them. But that's not what this demon did yesterday. That's not what this demon did yesterday. This demon that works for the Trump administration, ladies and gentlemen, he decided he was going to do what his dear leader has been doing all along. I've been accurately calling this out since Donald Trump got back into office. You can't put a man that is a unaliver, that is a known liar, a felon, an adjudicated rapist. You can't put a person like that in charge of the United States of America and not expect for this country to reap what we sow. And I've been telling you, Trump supporters, a lot of y'all will not make it come midterms. You're not going to make it because look at what you're doing. Every day, I expect Donald Trump to do something that escalates the temperature in this country, because he's not going to hold himself. He's not going to hold anyone in his cabinet accountable for the crimes that they are committing against humanity. As far as I'm concerned, it's war crimes. These are war crimes. Donald Trump is a war criminal, just like Netanyahu, just like Vladimir Putin. It's like they're having a competition. Netanyahu, Putin, Donald Trump, they're having a competition. Who could be the worst war criminal of our lifetime? Isn't it interesting, MAGA, that everything that comes with, when it comes to your dear leader, because you know what MAGA tried to do? They tried to liken this woman that was unalived by one of Donald Trump's Epstein soldiers. I call them Epstein soldiers because if you're still putting on a badge and working for the Trump administration, you're working for Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, right? These are guardians of predators. They try to say, and I ran into this demon yesterday, Snuggie. Oh, well, Zeus, remember what happened with Ashley Babbitt? Because that's their excuse. They like to liken what happened to Renee Nicole Good as to what the Capitol police officer did to protect the United States of America on January 6th. But I'll say this, MAGA. You know what you all keep missing? You keep missing the person causing all of this stuff to happen. It's Donald Trump. MAGA, Donald Trump is responsible for Ashley Babbitt because everyone knows. Jack Smith said it. None of that would have happened if Donald Trump didn't trick you all into believing the election was stolen, lured you to the Capitol, and incited you to go to the Capitol and commit acts of... Donald Trump is behind Ashley Babbitt, and Donald Trump is behind Renee Nicole Good, MAGA. So what you're not understanding, MAGA, is Donald Trump has done an outstanding job literally tricking you all into believing the Democrats are the ones causing you all the pain and suffering when it's not us. I'll give you an example. Death and destruction follow Donald Trump everywhere he goes. And it goes back to a quote. You know that guy that I put a video up? He's definitely not all the way there, but he's the guy that came out and identified himself as the limo driver, right? And this involved a woman that had been essayed by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, right? Dusty Ray, I think that's her name, right? From Oklahoma. And he said something. He says, everything makes sense about Donald Trump when you realize he wants to unalive as many people as he can. When you sit back and you think about that, because a broken clock could be right twice a day, right? Everything makes sense about Donald Trump when you realize he wants to get away with unaliving as many people as he can. The man has the spirit of unaliving in him. He wants to unalive as many people as he can. I'll give you some examples. How many of you remember C-19? How many of you remember C-19? Didn't he mismanage C-19? How many Americans lost their lives as a result of that? Oh. Violation warning. Okay. Oh, I knew it. Okay, I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was drilling too deep, huh? I knew I was drilling too deep. Oh yeah, your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. I don't got all day to play around with y'all. Yeah. I'll keep going. C-19, how many Americans they say lost their life? Almost half a million Americans could have been saved if Donald Trump wouldn't have lied to us about it. Remember Herman Cain, one of his own supporters? Hey, Herman Cain, you would still be alive if Donald Trump didn't lie to you. Ashley Babbitt, you would still be alive if Donald Trump didn't lie to you. A lot of you Trump voters, remember all the law enforcement officers that got beat up on January 6th? They wouldn't have gotten beat up. Some of those people that lost their life on January 6th or as a result of January 6th, they would still be alive if Donald Trump would have simply told the truth. What about out there in Kerr County? Remember the floods? Hurricane Helene? Donald Trump is hell-bent on making sure every single one of you pass away and perish. Because the man is a sick man. He's an evil person. You see these boat strikes. You see the boat strikes, MAGA? Unaliving innocent people without giving them due process. It's not a mystery that if your dear leader doesn't want to give people due process, that his soldiers go around and do the same thing. Yeah. And rest assured, MAGA, a lot of you will be the ones that actually suffer as a result of this, a majority, because a lot of us, we see this and we go, this isn't right, this is evil. This is evil conduct, all right? I'll give you another example of death and destruction that comes with Donald Trump. How many of you know who Jeffrey Epstein is? His best friend, terrific guy. Didn't Jeffrey Epstein lose his life under the Trump administration? See, they don't want to talk about it, but Donald Trump is a war criminal. Yeah. He'll do anything. He will do anything to save his you know what. And MAGA, you will sit there and you'll run out here and you'll say, but Joe Biden, the Democrats, Joe Biden and the Democrats. The reason a lot of you Trump voters get online and defend this stuff is because something's really wrong with you inside. Every single person in here that supports Donald Trump and watched an innocent woman, a white woman at that, an innocent white woman get unalived in front of her whole neighborhood on her own turf. And you somehow get up here and you say she FAFO'd. I saw what one of the demons wrote in the comments when they said that. You know, you'll say that all the way until something happens to you. And the thing about this is this. A lot of you Trump voters, y'all think this is the end game right here. You think Donald Trump is going to live on forever, right? A lot of you think Donald Trump is going to live on forever. And I'll be the first one to tell you, what goes up must come down, right? You got measles outbreaks going on. And I keep telling you, death and destruction. People are losing their life because of the measles, because of the flu, just a lot of pew violence. And you're saying America is sick right now. We're a sick country because a sick man is in charge. And you all prop this demon up. And you're watching your neighborhoods just get totally decimated, totally destroyed. I've never seen a president this terrible in my lifetime. You know, it's so interesting because you all will say things like, if we say, well, Maduro shouldn't have been captured. Oh, you're defending a drug dealer. That's what they'll say to us. You're defending a drug dealer or a narco T. And I thought about that. And I'm at the point now where I've actually came to the conclusion Donald Trump is way more evil than Maduro. I didn't even think I would get there. And I'm not even a far left kind of guy. I'm really kind of down the middle, more of a moderate. But the more that Donald Trump and his base do what they do, you know what they're going to make me do? They're going to make me go more left. I'll be a radical. Before I become MAGA. I mean, a lot of people that I know, they keep saying, well, Zeus, because I really try to play it down the middle, but there's just a lot. I will never ever be able to bring myself to become as ignorant, foolish, demented, perverted, vile, disgusting, evil. I could never do that. I could never bring myself to become all those things, aka MAGA. Because MAGA, ladies and gentlemen, they are truly the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. They are, to me, you know what? They're worse. They're worse than the Mustache Man and his Gestapo soldiers. They are worse than that. You know why they're worse? Because when you know better, you should do better. These folks know better. They know the lessons from history. They know this stuff. They got smartphones. There's too much technology. And they still go in the wrong direction. This is not even something that is debatable, what happened in Minnesota. That's not debatable. You don't wake up and and it's the saddest thing. We just went through the holidays. You do your holidays. You got Halloween. Everyone puts on a mask. You're surviving in the United States with Donald Trump terrorizing. Then you go right into Thanksgiving. Then you go into the Christmas spirit. And then you play in the Christmas music. And then you drop the ball. Happy New Year. And not even a full month in, and you're going outside, you hear the news, Donald Trump is sending 2,000 ICE agents to your neighborhood. You got to look at that now, because ICE has shown their hand multiple times. He's sending 2,000 unalivers to your neighborhood. That's what Donald Trump is doing. He's sending 2,000 criminals to your neighborhood. That's how I see it. Because what we've seen is they will lie about anything. And if they do anything, they will always portray it as we were protecting ourselves. No, you weren't. I saw the footage. I saw the footage myself. I didn't even need to watch it multiple times. Soon as it happened, I knew what happened. Fragile white guy. I mean, because it's all over the news, right? And I say to myself, why don't you take that? If you're really strong men, MAGA, why didn't you do that to the real criminals in the United States? You know, the white guys that are running around here driving up the murder rate. You know, and I've listed them over and over. You know, you got these real serial unalivers out here in the United States of America, white guys. And I've never seen ICE get really tough, hardened criminals. They're always going after the women and the children. You're a bunch of weaklings. I've never seen it. I would love to hear Kristi Noem. This guy was the worst of the worst. And what we did, we coordinated with local law enforcement, and we went and we grabbed. I would cheer on Donald Trump if he did that. But he's not doing that. He campaigned on getting the hardest criminals out, but he's not doing that. He's going after the most vulnerable of the population, and he wants to unalive as many people, as many Americans as he can. And MAGA continues to cheer this nonsense on. And I do believe there's going to be a great reckoning. I believe this. I genuinely believe deep down in my soul, because I know the majority of the electorate tends to be people who want to do the right thing, right? That's just how American history has been. But we got a sickness in this country. And I do believe when it's time to start holding every single one of you criminals with badges accountable, I don't want to hear any crying, because that $50,000 that ICE claims they're going to give you, if you get out here and meet their quota, so to speak, if you really think your whole entire existence on the face of the earth is worth only $50,000, you don't deserve to be a free person. You deserve to go to jail and rot in hell. Yeah, because that means you don't value yourself. And if you don't value yourself, how could you value another human being? I don't want to hear any Trump voters claim they're Christians anymore, or that they follow Jesus in the Bible, because you don't, and I don't believe it. I don't even want to explore the thought process as much as I used to anymore. I'm truly sick. I'm devastated. My heart goes out to Renee Nicole Good and her family. No one should have to deal with this. No child should have to grow up knowing that their mom was unalived by the government, the United States government. Why? And they're calling it an act of domestic tea. Domestic tea. Have you looked up the definition of what it takes to be a domestic tea? MAGA, do you know what it really takes to be a domestic tea? They're going to put her in line with the Unabomber? I'm like, wow, y'all really ratcheting things up around here, huh? Y'all really just take it to all them levels. The real domestic tea is Donald Trump, if you really want me to be frank with you. You saw what he's been doing on January 6th. And yet y'all get out here and unleash hell on the American people. If you're out in Minnesota or anywhere in the country and you got to get out here and peacefully protest, I encourage you. But I stand with the mayor of Minnesota, ICE. Get the F out. Get the F out. And I said, wow, those are strong words, but get the F out. Because what you're doing is un-American, and it's unpatriotic, it's evil, it's vile, it's disgusting. And basically what America looks like, I said, what would be a good illustration of what the United States looks like today? It looks like the inside of Donald Trump's dirty diaper. We're literally inside of Donald Trump's dirty diaper. It's disgusting, MAGA. And you might be laughing right now because you're up, you got control of all three branches of the government. You got that right now. But make no mistake, the American people are very, very upset. Some even within the MAGA cult are upset. Because I watched a video and a man said, I lean right, but that was my neighbor. Yeah, I've gotten into some serious debates with Trump voters, and there's a part. I'm a person that still has humanity in me, right? I believe in humanity, and I believe in stuff like that. But you can't really imagine living in a neighborhood and you were interacting with this individual, maybe just here and there, but I'm a Trump voter. They're one of those radical leftists, right? But you all share the same neighborhood, and then you go out on the street and you see them just slumped over inside of their car. unalived by an ICE agent. The block is hot. It's going to be that the block is now hot. It's no longer just about debating. It's really about life or death now with you. And the energy is out there. If you're a Trump voter, a lot of people in the country are upset right now. They saw their daughter in that car. They saw their daughter. They saw their niece. They saw their wife. They saw themselves as a person that could have easily been not given the opportunity to live because ICE by the way, did ICE even accomplish the mission they originally claimed they were trying to accomplish when did they ever catch the person yesterday? Did they catch the person that they went there for? It's a joke. Trump was right about everything. Yeah, the child's going to grow up as an orphan. And I'm not a person that likes to become, because I don't want to ever become as vile and evil as MAGA. And what I really feel inside, ladies and gentlemen, I really feel like now's the time to go ahead and ratchet it up and, engage in real ruthless retribution. That's really what I feel like, but I'm not going to engage in that because I understand then I would become just as sick and demented as them. So all I'm going to firmly do is simply denounce everything about MAGA. And MAGA, the more you keep doing what you're doing, I really do believe God's judgment is going to continue to rain heavy on you like you wouldn't believe. And I do believe you're starting to see that. I could mention some things, but I'm not going to mention it. No, DJ. DJ, you've never known me to promote violence. I don't do that on my show. But what you do know me to do is, I'm going to jam you up and I'm going to make sure I apply pressure to make sure you understand how ridiculous you sound saying that stuff to me. Yeah, because I understand, DJ, you would be livid if the shoe was on the other foot. You would be livid, DJ, if it was a situation was, I don't know if you're married or not, or you got kids or, you got a daughter or a granddaughter. But if anyone, DJ, unalived your granddaughter, I know good and doggone well you would be hot. Don't play with me, DJ. And you Trump voters, don't pretend. I've seen y'all crash out for a lot less. Y'all crashed out on me about Charlie Kirk. I don't know Charlie Kirk. I'm still mad that y'all tried to blame it on me and my platform. I didn't create Charlie Kirk. He created himself. He dug that ditch for himself. So if you go crash out on me about Charlie Kirk, I know you'll crash out for someone that you claim you love, like your daughter. And DJ, and anybody like DJ, if you got some news one day after the holiday season that someone unalived your family member, whether it was right or wrong, DJ, you would be livid. What on earth happened that was so serious? What happened so much that they had to actually eliminate him? Because even if it's just a little bit of a fight, you're like, okay, y'all could get in a fight and do that, and then she got hurt. Okay, that's fine. But when you escalate it to the point where you got to eliminate somebody off the face of the earth, whatever the situation, because this is how I think, whatever the situation was, it better be super serious or we're going to have problems. What did she do? And without seeing the footage, I would expect them to say something like, the reason she's not on Earth anymore is because she got into her vehicle. She saw all of us standing there. We pleaded with her, please don't. And she hit the gas pedal and decided she's going to try to run us all over. If that's what the video looked like, and that was my loved one, and I saw my loved one had done that, then I'd say, yeah, that's a bad idea. But when I watched the video, DJ, I said, that's all she did? That's all she did? She can't... Y'all ain't trained to de-escalate situations like that. I mean, this is a woman, a white woman at that. Y'all surprised me a little bit because I was like, I'm used to seeing y'all do this to black people and people of color, but you did this to a white woman? So now you treating white women like they people of color, MAGA. So you're gonna. This is why I say it's gonna be hell to pay, because in a weird and strange way, you're forcing all of us to align against you, and this is all your own doing. Because trust me, it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. And so, I'm just going to encourage all of the wonderful people who mean to do well in the country and still believe in humanity to keep up the great work of never yielding to the MAGA demon, the evil that they contain in them. We don't need to do that. But rest assured, every single one of them, they will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And Donald Trump won't be able to save you, because Donald Trump is not even guaranteed to make it his whole term. Because look at his health. Look at his health. You can understand, MAGA, why Donald Trump doesn't mind being an evil person. He knows the clock is ticking on him. He doesn't care. He knows he's not going to be around that long. So he's trying to take as many people out with him. And y'all falling for it. I promise you, MAGA, every single situation that you think is an issue in this country, if you drill deep enough, guess who will be the person behind it? Your dear leader. But a majority of you are too evil, too blind, and too ignorant to realize that. You think my kingdom is falling for it, DJ? Well, guess what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen? I'll let the kingdom speak for itself, DJ. How about that? I'll let the kingdom speak for itself, DJ. But what I'll do is this before I do that. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warming up the lake of fire today on behalf of Renee Nicole Good and all the goodness she stood for. She was out there doing something godly, something patriotic. She was standing up against a tyrant. She was standing up against evil. And you know what? While man might only destroy the body, man can't destroy her spirit. So her spirit lives on through me now, DJ, and the rest of us. And what we're going to do is, on behalf of Renee, ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire together. Hey, MAGA, you will reap every single thing you've sown tenfold. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these MAGA demons and their dear leaders straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And I mean that. You're all a bunch of sick, evil people who want to unalive as many people as you can. Don't ever call yourselves Christians around me. Bunch of perverts. They're a bunch of perverts. Where's this? You're literally protecting Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. Have you ever thought about how this looks? You're protecting Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. Watching him running around here unaliving innocent Americans. Good morning, Q-Dog. How are you?
I'm just utterly disgusted. And Janae, why the hell are you here? Miss, I'm not on Zeus's radar. Take your ass back over on the other side. Excuse me, Mama Zeus. Nobody wants you here. Nobody. Take that busted wig of yours and go to the dollar store and get some super glue to just leave. Cause you a pain in the ass. Literally. With no ass. See, the whole thing with
this stuff, Q-Dog. You think folks like her, cause I don't even want to give the devil that much attention. I want to address the demon, not so much of the
exactly.
vessel.
That's why she here.
Yeah.
She a demon. A demon with a peel lace front. That's all she is. And the thing of the matter is, y'all got something even bigger on the hand. Y'all done killed a white tea woman. ICE.
Why did he do it?
When he was in fear of his life. No, he wasn't. He was chasing after the car when he was letting off rounds. If he was such a person that was quote unquote in his rare form of being trained, why didn't he let off rounds in the tires? He was an idiot with a pew pew. That's all he was.
You see these white guys, I read stories, they end up unaliving their wives or their girlfriends, right? These folks, you start to really see they don't value life. And
They don't.
definitely don't value the life of their women.
And it's gotten to the point we're used to, like you said, Zeus, we're used to y'all unaliving us, black and brown folks. But y'all was in such a big uproar when Charlie Kirk was unalived by, matter of fact, another white tea person. But y'all was mad at us because we wasn't feeling the empathy that y'all were feeling for whatever reason.
Exactly.
Where's the empathy for this woman?
They lack.
What was the reason why they were stopping her? That's the first.
Quiet.
I'm really curious, Zeus, because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. That's the very first time I've ever seen ICE stop any white tea person.
And I gotta give it to you because you've been on them about this. Yeah. And did they go stop or we'll do this, or did they just go ahead and do it?
No, why don't you break out the window like you do with the black and brown folks? Why don't you pull the door open and rip her out and slam her on the ground? No, he had an agenda and he executed that agenda yesterday. He put out what he wanted to do. He didn't care who it was. And y'all protecting this type of mentality. Like I say, what if that was one of your family members? Would you have been like, oh well, no, you would be in the streets right now. You'd be up at the courthouse. Y'all better find him before I do.
Like they did on January 6th.
Exactly. Y'all would have tore that place up. And DJ missed me with that bull. I'm tired of you, bro. I am sick and tired of you. You have no type of communication to say, you know what? They were extremely wrong. I don't think I've heard you say anything. And if you did say it, you follow it up with a, well, but.
But here's the thing, Q, though. Even if she was wrong, right? Did she deserve to lose her life? That's the question they got to come to grip with. Like, if she was wrong, how wrong was she, right? And I looked at it, and I'm going, even if you want to try to say she tried to hit you with the car, everyone could see she missed you. She missed you.
I'm going to put it to you point blank simple, and you see these type of posts every day on social media or whatnot. You know, when they say, you think you're in the right, you have your firearm, and you unload your firearm on an individual, and you're thinking you're in the right. Next thing you know, you're in front of a judge being sentenced to 10 to 20 years. I'm going to tell you this. They have an option. He had an option not to be in front of that vehicle. And I don't want to hear that BS talking about, oh, he's in the hospital recovering from his wounds. We all saw the video. We didn't even, that vehicle didn't even touch him. But they want to spin the narrative like he was protecting himself. No, he put himself in harm's way when he got in front of the vehicle. Any police officer that's going after somebody, the first thing they're going to do, if they potentially see danger is take cover.
That part.
You got other people out there that you quote unquote say that were backing you. Why didn't you get yourself in a position to try to take out the tires versus being in front of the vehicle and just start letting off rounds?
Exactly.
You put yourself in that position. And then
Did
you
you-
want
did
to
you
cry.
see
Then
any
you
of
want to
that?
cry boo-hoo and victim when you done took somebody out to try to protect yourself.
Did you see any of the other Epstein soldiers draw their pew-pews?
I didn't see anybody. Help me understand that. Why was he the only one that took out his pew-pew? If she was putting him in such danger, and these are his colleagues, his counterpartners, his buddies.
Mm-hmm. No one deserves to lose their life
Nobody.
by ICE in their own neighborhood for simply driving off. No one deserves to lose their life.
But that's the point. That's the key point. What you just said, Zeus. She was going away. I'm gonna tell you something, MAGA, and you put this in your little teacup and sip on it a little bit. Somebody breaks in your house. You go grab your pew-pew. They run it out your door with your TV. You unalive them in front of your yard. Guess who's going to prison? It ain't the dude that was laying in the front yard.
Oh. Really?
If he's going away from you, know your laws.
Thank you.
The only way that you could possibly get away with it is drag his behind back into your house.
In other words, there's no justification.
None.
All right, brother. Well, listen, I got to move it on. But ladies and gentlemen, that's Q-Dog, and Q-Dog has spoken.
No doubt, bro. I'm here.
Let's see.
If you need me, I'll be back up, bro.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
Man, you need to stop with the lies. Don't you see that car was blocking the road? First of all, it's a traffic violation. When law enforcement tell you get out the car, Pennsylvania v. Mims, you got to get out the car. You need to quit with the fucking lies, boy.
You got anything else to say?
Yeah, you didn't see the
I don't even care what you got to say. You're a disgusting person. Case closed. There's no reasoning with a person who's hell bent on becoming an evil person. You heard what he just said. He gave me the racism, the bigotry, the domestic tea. He gave it all to us in under 10 seconds, didn't he, ladies and gentlemen? You see why I say these are some of the most sickest, vilest creatures ever known. And get this, they do this stuff for free. Donald Trump isn't giving them a thing. He's not giving that demon anything he campaigned on. Not one thing. Except for the thing that unites them. What? Preying on children, right? You know, because I could tell this guy probably does that as well, just like Donald Trump. I could tell. I got a hunch he does it. So the thing that unites these white, fragile men with Donald Trump, it's not the money. It's the predatory behavior. It's the spirit of wanting to unalive as many people as they can, including their own women. To the guest that just came up in my box, you didn't have to come in my box and say anything like that. You could have simply said, because I didn't even want to bring you up, you're MAGA. But I felt like, you know what, maybe, and this is me just showing you all, you know, I still got a heart. Maybe he's coming up here to at least acknowledge that Donald Trump is wrong and say some kind words. It's not in him. You're not a nice person. And if you're if whoever knows this person in real life, right? Understand, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't. All right. And that's something you should keep in mind. I wouldn't build a future with a demon like that. You're on your own. You go take that to Donald Trump and see what Donald Trump does. And so what I'll do is this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warm up the lake of fire. I'm not even going to mention that. I'm not even going to mention the demon's name. But ladies and gentlemen, you know what he deserves. A first class trip straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA
You know, they
demon.
say that you can tell a lot about a person by the company that they keep. Hey, DJ, I can tell a lot about you because I know that's one of yours. That ain't one of mine. That's one of yours, DJ. And so keep on pretending. Keep on pretending, sir, like it ain't what it is. But I know where you go this. I know where your heart is. And it ain't with doing the right thing. It's with that demon right there. Good morning, Kabira. How are you doing, sis?
All right, Zeus, how are you doing today? Well, like me, probably heartbroken, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if that 37-year-old woman was Asian. She didn't deserve that.
Facts.
I was watching the news and her neighbor spoke. So apparently that was her neighbor, and her neighbor said she stepped out on the front porch. So apparently, if that was her neighbor and she was pulling off, then she was either pulling off from the sideway or the driveway or the sidewalk, the curb.
Wow.
And I looked at her hand and she was waving traffic on.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that.
Yeah.
The neighbor stated that the ICE, they were giving conflicting commands. You know, go, 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 go,
Right.
go, go. So when she leaves, then they pull up and pull on the door and tell her to stay. And we've seen that even with police officers giving conflicting demands, you know?
Yeah.
Then I looked at the ICE agent that pulled his pew pew and discharged his firearm, you know? So I thought about it because, as you know, I'm an EHS manager. We used to be called officers,
Yeah.
but we moved away from calling us that because that gives the workplace that we're police.
Got
I
it.
tell them all the time, I'm not the police. But if I were to investigate that,
Mm-hmm.
I always tell my guys when they're moving like maybe a 30,000-pound rotor, do not stand in between where you can get struck by. That cop put himself, first of all, in a struck by. Then he moved, so he was not in a struck by.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He was clear of the hazard. Then he shot, or excuse my language, then he discharged his firearm into that car. I mean, it was no excuse.
None.
Period. And the sad part about it is the woman, her son or daughter, the father passed away from what I hear like 3 years ago. So this is what legitimately makes this child an orphan. Both parents are gone. You know, and they were told not to bring these people in the city. But, you know, Trump and his administration, they thrive on chaos and confusion.
Yep.
And it's, you know, it's just, I mean, that's just my thought, Zeus. I've been watching this mess pretty much until I went to bed, woke up this morning.
Yeah.
Now they're at the federal building protesting, and they've had some kind of conflict with the ICE or the police, whoever it is, you know, the protesters. They're at a so-called Minneapolis federal building. And this isn't going to end well. It's just not going to end well.
No, you just can't justify it. I mean,
No.
when I look at it, you know, I understand that they're going to try to argue that it was legally something that ICE should have been able to do, but from a humane standpoint, this doesn't sit right.
No, even if you were to investigate this, what happened, right?
Yeah.
So I know if I were to investigate this, the first thing is I'd close off the scene. That's the first thing I would do.
Yeah.
Then the next thing I would do is I would get witness statements. Then the next thing I would do is I would get photos or use my video camera or my camera on my phone. Right? Then you start putting the pieces together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy, he was reckless. And as they said, usually they have 12 weeks
Yeah.
of training, but they dropped it down. Look, they said they dropped it down 47 days because of the 47th president. In other words, they not took it 47 days, but removed 47 days from however many weeks.
Wow.
To honor the 47th president. You know, it's so busy sucking up to Trump.
Yeah, this is what they want, though. They want to have us all afraid of ICE, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it doesn't really make me afraid of them. It makes me actually more upset. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
And there, you know, I hate to say it, I really do, but karma's a son of a gun. And they may not be held accountable now. Of course, somebody could come along and CK a couple of them, and like I said, that would be karma. Or when this administration is over.
And when you brought up CK, we want to clarify, it was one of Trump's own that did that. It was one of their own.
Exactly. Or what's going to happen is we're going to go through a Nuremberg trial thing again.
Bingo.
Because these people will be held accountable. You know, even police say you don't do it this way. And ICE, they're more trained for border security, not urban and city. And it's a big difference.
Amen. Amen.
But anyway, little brother, I'm going to let you go.
All right. Thank you so much, W. Kabira. No lies detected. Thank you so much for coming up here and sharing that. I seriously appreciate it. All right. Real truth coming out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so what we're doing is I'm actually trying to hear from very, very Americans. I want to hear from the Americans, not the demons. And Kayla, I see you in my comment section. And Dame, I saw what you wrote, Dame. Again, what do you say to these people when you recognize there's nothing good in them? There's nothing good in these folks. They know the end is near. They know the end is near, and I don't even gotta say it. I don't even have to do anything. I literally am just watching Donald Trump destroy his own presidency and recruiting every day one demon after another. He gets you in, ruins your life, just makes you eat the dirt and eat his Cheeto, and then disposes of you, and then you run, oh, someone please help me, Trump misused me. We all know the routine. It's the same act. And you're all just in his circus. You're all in his circus. Kimmy, you too, you're in his circus. What is he giving you? Is it worth it? Have you ever asked yourselves that, MAGA? Is it really worth it to have this many people totally despise you? I mean, I'm not a person that I need people to like me in order for me to move on. Like, I don't really need it, right? If I did need that kind of attention, I'd be doing a lot more on this app. But on a personal level, though, you know, your name is pretty much all you have. And you all are ruining your reputation for this man. It's the sickest thing I've ever seen in my lifetime. I've never thought it would get to this level. You're literally defending a man that you know, because if you were to be real with yourself, you know he's a rapist. You know what he did with them boys, them little girls. You know what he did. If you were real with yourself, but when you can't even look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself, you're cuckoo for cuckoo puffs. You're cuckoo for cuckoo puffs. And I really do believe hell will be your portion, because when you work iniquity, hell will be your portion, MAGA. Name one good thing Donald Trump has done using biblical standards. Name one good thing Donald Trump has done using biblical standards, MAGA. I get you can't do that because you don't even know what's in the Bible. W, Zeus. Dame, you got anything? Any of you got something? Name one thing Donald Trump has done that's good in biblical standards, MAGA, please. While y'all running around here worshiping man. And Jesus told you not to do that. You can't worship God and mammon. All right? That means you can't worship God and money at the same time. You're going to love one and despise the other, or vice versa. And we know Donald Trump isn't worshiping God. We know Donald Trump is worshiping the almighty dollar. Y'all sit there and excuse this man cheating on his significant others, his wives. Y'all sit there and excuse this man, what he did to E. Jean Carroll and what he did partying with Jeffrey Epstein. I get so much joy. I really do. I'm going to be honest with you. I get so much joy knowing that there's going to be a day where they all face judgment. Because I've had to go through this. You know, you live long enough on earth. You know that every dog has its day. I look forward to the day when all of you realize there's nowhere else to run. You ever seen a scary movie? Dame, you ever seen scary movies? You know, you think you got away from Freddy Krueger or Jason. You ran, you tripped, you fell. Oh, please don't come get me. But that's how it's going to be when judgment creeps up on you. Because you don't got to worry about the Democrats seeing you. You got to worry about the good Lord, the Creator, seeing you and holding every single one of you accountable. Yeah, because what's done in the dark, it comes to light. You thought you got away with it. You know George Zimmerman. You heard about George Zimmerman, the one that unalived Trayvon Martin? Remember him? Oh, yeah, I heard he's going through some real terrible things. He's depressed, got PTSD. Broke as a joke. It was all good. It was all good, remember? Yeah, and then they all rallied for you. Yeah, you got away with doing something very evil. But you can't go on forever being an evil person. Ask Jeffrey Epstein. Ask Jeffrey Epstein. I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of great days. I'm pretty sure they all felt like they could never be touched. And then one day it all comes crashing down. Crash and burn. So I'm really excited for MAGA right now because they have an opportunity at any moment, if they truly repented, they have an opportunity to abandon Donald Trump and start atoning for their wrong. They have the opportunity to do it, but they won't do it. So I know hell and destruction awaits you, and I'm cheering it on. Go on. All right. Hey, no, I'm not going to lose any sleep knowing you're going to hell. All right. You voluntarily chose to do that. All right. So, rest assured, MAGA. Rest assured. Good morning, Brother Val. How are you doing?
How's it going? Sad day in the kingdom.
It is. It is. I don't like seeing people lose their life.
No,
I don't like seeing it.
no, needlessly at that.
Yeah.
That's the part that they don't want to get, right? That's the part that they don't want to understand. I mean, a lot of these people you're talking to today, and you're yelling at down in the bottom of the comments. I want you to remember something. These are the same people that months and months and months ago told us if this affects American citizens, that would be a problem. Remember those statements? Well, guess what? It just unalived an American citizen. What's going on in the streets, what's been created in our streets today is actually unalived an American citizen. And for no reason.
It's sick.
That's what, you know what I'm saying? That is what y'all don't seem to understand. I mean, I'm not going to put anything aside here. I mean, but anybody that watches this, anybody that, when this ends up in court, because it will, you know what I'm saying? Eventually this will end up in court. The pressures will make it do that.
Yeah.
And when these things happen and a jury sees that video from all the angles that there's video of this from, that person's going to go to jail, and rightfully so.
Thank God.
I want you to remember, y'all want to go backwards in time. I want you to remember for something like this backwards in time. To me, this is no different than unaliving somebody in the back. Okay? To me, that's exactly what this is. And back then, a gallows was erected for you. Okay? So that, you know what I'm saying? That is something you need to remember. And
thank you.
You want to know what the problem is with some of the people, like the guy that came up here earlier, the one MAGA person that you've brought up today so far.
Yeah.
You know what his problem is? He wants to be him. He wants to be the guy that did this. He wants to do this with anonymity. Okay? These are the things that are wrong with what you talk. People like DJ and Dame and all this stuff like that. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with you. You hate women. You hate what they stand for. Okay? You hate that you are no longer the power structure of society. That is what you hate. Okay? You've lost that power structure. Now what you have to do is real work. To have a relationship, to have the stuff you've got to do real work. You've got to become a real partner.
No shortcuts, bro. And
Okay.
Dame, I'll say this to you. I used to be just like you, champ. You can't be Zeus. You can't be the Rizzler without going through trials and tribulations. But there becomes a point where you realize there's a better way. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And that's what we're seeing for people like you and people that want to follow this line that we need to go back in time. We need to hold women down. We need to hold society down. We need to hold people that don't look like us down. We need to hold, you know what I'm saying? For you people, this is where you are at today. Okay? You do not like the fact that men in this country are no longer the power source. And that is your problem. And people like that guy that came up here earlier, people like DJ that just can't wake up and move forward with life and actually try to become a better person. People like, I can't even explain Janae. Oh yeah, I can. Pick me. That word fits. This is, these are the things that people want to try to go back to. They want to see the time that women couldn't get credit cards, couldn't own property, that they could control them. You've lost the control.
Yeah.
It ain't coming back. Hear what I'm telling you. It is not coming back. I don't think it is any accident that what we saw yesterday happened to a woman. I don't believe it's an accident at all. I believe it's a man with power struggles, and his anger got hot when a woman was trying to stop what he was trying to do.
And think about this, because you said something, Val, and it reminded me of this.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
What a joke.
What a joke, whether they like it or not. Sounds like somebody, that has a problem with women. These are the things that are going on. What happened yesterday was one of the grossest things I've seen in American society in quite a while. I mean, it doesn't get any worse.
4 blocks from where George Floyd was done the same way to a certain degree.
Right. I mean, these are the things. That woman was clearly turning away from the officers. I saw the whole video back and forth. And then, you want to add insult to injury on this deal. They would not let a doctor come help her. A doctor there on scene actually come help her.
Just sad. And think about the harm that's going to do to the child. Because, kids grow up wondering, and imagine coming into the knowledge, like, this is what the government of the United States did to my mom.
It's one thing to lose your mom in an accident or a car, it's never good for a child, right? It's another thing when your mom lost her life in public this way.
I would literally grow up wondering who the man was, and I'd be struggling so hard to not want to exact revenge. It'd be so difficult to even be, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like life ends at this moment. It still goes on. The harm has been done.
I mean, y'all want to go biblical? Y'all want to talk about Bibles all the time? Y'all want to bring your religion into politics all the time? Hey, I'm with you. Let's bring religion into this. Okay? Let's do it. If you want to play eye for an eye games,
yeah.
This is the way to get it started. These are the things that, I mean, I'm furious. I'm hot. This is stuck with me. It stuck with me all day yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It stuck with me today. This is, to me, and for everybody out there that is active, we need to get active.
It's sad. It stuck with me too. All right, brother Val. All right. Thank you so much. I'm a little out of it, but I appreciate you coming up here and providing clarity and a perspective, because that's what we need more of. All right, brother Val. And then I'm going.
Thank you, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give brother Val a huge round of applause. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's move it along. Where's that? Let's see.
What up, young Zeus?
Yeah. It's amazing. You said you weren't coming back, but I guess.
Bro, Zeus, come on, man. I could never stay away from your show, bro. This show inspired me, man. I would never stay away. I like you, bro.
Okay. Well, a lot of people don't like you, so are you here to at least apologize and
If I
acknowledge,
offend,
or do I need to just go ahead and do what I normally do? Because you can love me, but I have no problem if you hate me too, because I would rather be on the right side of history.
I didn't say I love you. I say I like you, bro. You really, really, I do. I can't. Everybody know that. Like even my friends, they was like, you like Zeus, man. You go back over there, and I do. I'm not a fake person
Well,
that's about to be, but
do
I
you
just
want to
really.
apologize to the people you've harmed on my platform yet? I mean, because you didn't have to do that.
What did I do, Zeus? Tell me what I did.
You attacked women, and a lot of sisters have came to me and they said Dame is harmful, and I'm maybe going against my better judgment, because I truly try to believe that you are capable of at least being a decent human being. And I
All right.
believe that might be why, but I don't like it when you come on over here and just start, becoming verbally abusive.
Okay. All right. Now, I will apologize if you tell me what
Little
those.
Farm, what you did to Little Farm after she came up here,
Oh
and
no, I
then
don't apologize. Lil Farm came up here and just, I mean,
and and,
no,
and
Zeus, you heard the woman degrade my name, so you're gonna tell me
no,
to apologize to her. I don't even know her, and
yeah.
she went on your platform to degrade my name. So what am I apologizing to a stranger for?
If it's not in you, I don't want to force you to do it, but it just, I'm gonna have to move on then, sir, because it's just disturbing, and I'm not quite there yet. All right, I mean, because when you hate women, I don't have any way of kind of.
Okay, so let me ask you, Zeus.
I don't
My
get it.
my platform is like 90% women. I have literally the comments saying bring some men up. So do I hate women or do I hate the women that say hateful things about me, Zeus? How does that work? How is my if I show you my analytics, why is my platform 90% women in the comments and on the page? But how do I hate women and they constantly gift? They're my number one gifters. They're my most watched time. So do I hate, and this is Democrat women as well. So do I hate the women that spew anti-man and anti-hate stuff against me, or do I hate all
Can
women?
can two things be true? Can a person like a
Oh, well, if
PIMP,
that's the
like
case, Zeus,
can a PIMP, you know what I'm saying? Can a PIMP be a womanizer and at the same time have a lot of women around him?
what are you like? Come on, Zeus. So you're saying
No,
I'm a pimp?
no, I'm just pointing out to you that your metrics mean absolutely nothing. The way you're
Listen, the red
connected.
pill guys, no. They're
No, these,
framing me. No. Val just framed me as, and honestly, I never even interacted with Val outside a few seconds on this app, so I don't even know how he knows my
yeah,
views or anything like that, unless he's been watching on the secret page, which is really weird. But
okay.
anyway, he framed me as one of those red pill guys, and those guys don't even give women the platform to speak. Women have majority of speaking time on my platform.
Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I got a couple more minutes with the Dame. I'll say this, and I said it to you, and I'm a man to be able to say it straight up to you as well. Where you're at, growth wise, personally, believe it or not, I used to be there. And I think that might be why you somewhat resonate with me, because I know the energy. But why do you think I would be lying to you when I say there's a better way? You don't think I could sit on TikTok and be just as toxic as you? You don't think I'm capable of doing that, using all of the charisma and the charm, the knowledge and things like that? You don't think I have the capability to do those things? Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. And just because people call you their friend, your mom and dad, they raise you right. They say just because they call you a friend don't mean they really your friend. A lot of people, Dame, want to see you destroy yourself.
I don't understand your like, okay, so you're saying I should handle things like you handle them because you handle them in a calmer way. Okay, I believe, Zeus, you're like at least close to a decade older than me, if not at least seven. So go back 10 years and put yourself in my shoes a decade ago. Would you have handled everything a decade ago how you handle things today, Zeus?
No.
Okay, so do I get a chance to get to the level that Zeus is, or do I have to act how you act today, 10 years earlier?
Here's the thing. We as black men, we don't get a fair shake starting out, right? So you got to understand that and then take the lessons that are given and use it to your advantage so you don't waste as much time as you've been wasting. That's what I'm trying to do. So if you can understand that, then you would understand whether it's me, Q Dog, Nutty, any of these other brothers that's older than you, when we're giving you the game and giving you an opportunity to accelerate growth, you should take advantage of that and not fight it. And that's what we see you doing. That's what we all see you doing. I seen Q Dog literally hit prayer mode with you, and I sat back and I watched you crash out after Little Farm said what she said, and I said, it's not even so much Little Farm or Jim or Val. It's really the way that you're handling people who don't necessarily agree with you and align with you. And that's the worst thing that you could do to yourself as a black man. And I do believe there's a lot of folks that you call friends and they send you gifts on TikTok. They're encouraging you to do that. But trust me, Dame, when you fall down, you're going to know those folks, they don't give a darn about you. And I know that. Every one of us know that because we've been down that path before. But if you want to take 10 years, 20 years to figure it out, or you'll never figure it out, that's on you. You know, the problem I'm having right now is we just lost a white woman in Minnesota. And here you go again saying she deserved it.
I did not say that, bro. You was in my live. Don't do that. Don't do
No.
that. I didn't
Okay.
say she
Do
deserved it,
you
bro.
do you condemn what ICE did to that woman?
I wish he would have been able to.
Action.
I wish he would have been. I wish he wouldn't have unalived her. No, and I said that yesterday. None of us wish that, bro. But at the end of the day, we saw what happened, bro. And I don't want to, cause I don't want to set it off and have people just mad at me even more. But we saw what happened, bro. I'm not gonna do that in your life because you wanna have the story told a certain way. So I'm not gonna disrespect your life. But at the end of the day, Zeus, these super feminists on here. I'm not the only creator that's been on the other side of their disrespect, by the way. So I'm just letting that be known. But at the end of the day, Zeus, I am going to continue to respond to these women. And if you're able to allow people to demean your name, something that people actually get sued and go to court for, and you just don't respond, I give you that, bro. Maybe that's a gift that God gave you. But the way I'm
You
wired,
said God gave
hold
it to
on, hold
me?
on, Zeus, hold on. If the way
I'm
I'm
just pointing out
wired,
what you
hold
said.
on, Zeus, the way I'm wired, you see how you just check me on what you believe? That's what you believe. I'm not about to, but the way I'm wired, if I hear disinformation or a lie about myself, and then she said, Lil Farm said the reason the disrespect was I said Kamala wasn't black. That's disrespecting all black women. So I'm not supposed to respond to a demeaning statement like that about myself when I platform black women 90% of the time. They get gifts on my account from all kinds of women, all
Okay.
colors. But you're going to tell me I hate black women because I said this foreigner, this tether wasn't black. I'm going to defend myself, Zeus.
Okay.
If you allow that, that's you. God
Okay.
gave you that
All
patience.
right.
I
Well,
don't.
all right. Well, fair enough. So then you understand what's coming.
All right. Well,
You
send me to
understand?
hell, Zeus. I'm going to heaven in real life. So it
No, you
is what
ain't.
it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's Dame right there, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't take long. Hey, Dame. That game, those lies, that might work. That might work on the people on the right that ain't got a lick of sense, but it don't work over here. But at least you know what the real is because you heard the truth today. Directly from Big Zeus, ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Dame straight to hell.
Silence! You
I don't even allow what Dame says to even get me worked up anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I was so cool as a cucumber. I'm listening to him. Just let the devil use him and pimp slap him and just do all kinds of things. Keep up the good work, Dame. Keep up the good work. And all those people who are sending you gifts and encouraging you to be the way that you are, they're your real friends, Dame. Trust me. Trust me. If when chaos and calamity and destruction come your way, these people, they will empty out their bank accounts for you, bro. They'll pay your rent. Dame, trust me. W. Rick. Hey, Dame. They'll pay your rent. And guess what, Dame? Especially, the white ones that you hang out with, they give you all the money and stuff. I got something. They'll never ever call the cops on you when you stand on business the way you do. Imagine, Dame, you in a house with one of those, white conservative women, and you decide to stand on business and start piping up and yelling at her and stuff like that. She'll never call the cops on you, bro. She'll never call the cops. W. Zeus, because she really does believe in everything you say, Dame. She really does, Dame. She really believes you are the God's gift to the ladies. Oh, wow. She's never seen anybody like you. All right. You keep on believing that. All right. And then I need you to go look into all the other black men, Dame, who fell for that. Go look at Kobe Bryant and stuff like that and ask Kobe how that worked out. No disrespect to Kobe's the GOAT. Ask OJ. Ask OJ. It was all good when we was on the up and up. But when it gets nasty, you going to find out how much they hate you, Dame. You going to find out their brothers hate you, their mamas and their uncles and their daddies hate you. You ain't nothing but a no good end. You going to find out, Dame. They going to say that. They probably already say it about you, and then guess what you do? They don't tell you yet. They just laugh. Oh, I hate my uncle. I hate my brother. And they never tell you why they hate them. And then you find out that one day because they go through your cell phone and find out you did something, right? W. Zeus, all right. And now, am I wrong, ladies and gentlemen, to let him keep dancing with the devil? Am I wrong to let him keep dancing with the devil, or should we just let him find out on his own? All right, because I'm not going to sit here and get blue in the face playing around with folks that's crazy. He knows I'm right. Keep on doing what you're doing, Dave. Keep on. You got my, hey, don't call us when you get knocked up, all right? Seriously. Trust me, Dave. They literally send you the coins on TikTok. You're doing great. But then on the other phone, Dame, they've already dialed 9-1, and they're just waiting to press the 1 on you. They have no problem playing you like that. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right.
Let me say this, because I don't want to spend too much time talking about the demon when I need to talk about the devil. Dame, you're pathetic. You're pathetic. Just because you look like us, man, you need to seek help, honestly. And Q can keep praying all he wants for you. I've prayed for you, and you only get one prayer from me. I'm moving on.
Yeah, and I appreciate all the black women out there that are constantly applying pressure to Dame. Y'all don't have to, but I know you're doing it because y'all got time to do it. So keep on letting that brother know where he really stands, because somebody done told him wrong.
Here's the thing about him.
Mm-hmm.
What really sickens me is that someone who looks like us, that's supposed to be in our community, can say whether or not another woman is black or not,
mm-hmm.
to accuse her of not being black when she has told all of us that she's black. That she's black.
Yeah.
Who are you to tell someone what they are not? You want to talk about people disparaging your name, little fella? But yet you're disparaging her whole identity.
Mm-hmm.
So what gives you the right? What gives you the right to disparage her identity when you get on here and you cry about someone disparaging your name, little boy?
Yeah.
What gives you the right? Grow up. Get some freaking balls. Act like a man.
Mm-hmm.
You are just a little weepy, little ass bitch. That's
Okay.
what you are, Dame.
Oh, now that's strong.
No.
language.
It's gotta be heard. He's gotta
You
hear
can't
it.
do that, Nutty. That's strong language.
No, Zeus, hold on. I respect
strong
your
language.
listen. I respect your platform.
You gotta
but the
apologize
truth-
to Mom now because you.
I'm
said
sorry, Mama,
Thank
but the
you.
truth needs to be heard.
Yeah.
The truth needs to be heard right now, because you have the elders in the black community that have tried to help him. When is it enough? I'm going back to biblical days when Jesus was taken before the master, before Pilate. And what did Pilate do? He said, I wash my hands of this.
All right.
I'm becoming Pilate with Dame. So Dame, whatever happens to you, whatever happens, Dame,
Wow.
you put it on yourself. You deserve it. Those of us that are in the community, we're not going to see you, sir. You're on your own. Anyway, so with Renee Good.
Wow.
I don't care what color she is.
Uh-huh.
She should be with us today.
Yeah.
She should be with us today.
Facts.
The outrage needs to be amplified another 15-fold.
Facts.
Maybe, just maybe, something will happen now that it's a white woman. But see, here's the thing. I hope Minnesota, the government of Minnesota, I hope they play this with the long game.
Yeah.
Don't try to prosecute him right now. Here's why I say that, Zeus.
Speak on it.
We still have the supremacy clause in the United States Constitution.
Yeah.
If they charge him with anything right now, as long as this regime is in the White House, the U.S. attorney can take the case and bring it to the federal level.
Got it.
And then dismiss the case.
Got it.
And then he walks scot-free.
Oh, we don't want that.
He walks scot-free.
We don't want that.
This is why I'm saying we're angry right now.
Taurus, please, Taurus, calm down, Taurus.
We are angry right now, but we have to play the long game now, because this is exactly what the Republicans, this is exactly what they do. They play chess, and we're always playing checkers. We have to wake up and start playing chess.
That part. Thank you.
We want justice. Like the mayor said yesterday, we want justice. But you know what? Let's play the long game here, because we know that this regime is so corrupt that the U.S. attorney, the Department of Justice, will tell the U.S. attorney to pull the case, will bring it up to the federal level, and they will dismiss the case. And constitutionally,
yeah,
can charges be brought on him again? No,
you can't double charge. But
double jeopardy.
Taurus is saying they can't charge him. Can you remind Taurus that they can indict a ham sandwich, and if Donald Trump can indict James Comey and Letitia James, then anything is possible? Because I don't know.
So Zeus, so Taurus is an idiot, and I don't want to waste my oxygen or energy trying to reply to such idiocracy. That's why he voted for Trump, because he's an idiot. Because Donald Trump,
it's a conservative woman.
She, since they like to be disrespectful, that's why he. That's why he is saying some outlandish things, because Donald Trump said himself, smart people doesn't vote for him.
Facts.
He said it himself.
What was I thinking? Never mind, Taurus.
The proof is in the pudding. They are proving Donald Trump to be right. They're proving Donald to be right.
Uh-oh, I got to remove you, Nutty. Uh-oh, I knew it. Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, see? Oh, and then the live got reported. Wow. See? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You Trump voters are just too weak to hang out with Big Zeus and the kingdom. Y'all just so weak. You're so fragile that you're just sitting on your little phones, going in there, report. What are you reporting us for? If you're a bunch of strong alphas and you guys got all three branches of government, you're just weak. You know what? I don't even got time for this anymore. You know what? I'll do one more, then I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. This is sad. This is some sick stuff MAGA's gotten us into. It's some sick stuff. And I'm already down on the other account too. I'll let Jim do what she needs to do, and then you know what? We'll call it a quits this morning. I'm done with these demons. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Oh, take a deep breath, my friend. Take a deep breath.
I can't, Jim. You know me. I tend to be reasonable, but these folks are sick.
Yeah, I walked in the room. I just had got here, and the first thing I see is Dame attacking me, and I had said nothing to anybody about him. You know what's funny? I don't think about Dame or the Kimmies who attacked me yesterday, or I don't know Taurus, I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But what's always interesting to me is how miserable you must be inside your own soul that you have to come into other people's lives and attack them because you're so miserable. And in 3, 2, 1, you're going to start seeing the attacks start happening because that's what they have to do.
Wow.
I don't spend my time on my other lives or my other endeavors thinking about the dames or the Kimmies or the people who have to attack women and children or who literally vote against their own communities or vote against their own interests, because I'm thinking about resolution and how we take our nation back for the betterment of society.
Thank you.
Dame literally just sat in your live. I want to point this out to you because I was really mad at you for even giving him the platform.
I know you
that's
are, but
what,
you can be
that's
mad
what
at
he
me.
does, right? He
Yeah.
uses your kindness and your hope that he's going to be better tomorrow. He's never going to be better because he's rotten at the core. Inside him, he is miserable. I've tried talking to Dame nicely. I've tried having conversations with him, and he goes on the attack. He goes on the attack because he's miserable inside. And the truth of the matter is that when we keep platforming people like this, when we keep allowing them to attack the Vice President of the United States of America and call her a foreigner and say that she is not a black woman, her farts are smarter than Dame. Her intellect can disappear in a gas and fill a room with intellect more than Dame. The fact that this man does not seem to comprehend that he is no match for the Vice President of the United States is beyond comprehension. He doesn't even know the definition of feminism. Feminism is not a dirty word. Feminism means that as a woman, I choose my journey. I choose my education. I choose my partners. I choose whether I want to marry. I choose the life that's meant for me. You don't get to choose for me. That's what feminism is, my friend. And until you comprehend that, you have no area, no breath, no nothing to speak into it.
Get him.
You can't even spell it right. And just so you know, Taurus, the word your is not R-E without an apostrophe. It's either Y-O-U apostrophe R-E for you are something, or you don't use it because clearly you don't know grammar. Also, the fact that we even comprehend that this nation is under attack by its own.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. Our nation is under attack by its own. You are attacking Americans on Americans. And when yesterday happened, I didn't even blink an eye because I called it months ago. I came up on people's platforms and I said, this is going to get worse before it gets better. That people are going to be unalived. And when that happens, there will be a shift in consciousness to the degree where it will be man against man, soldier against soldier, and people will be standing up on American soil, and we don't have to worry about the enemies. You know why? Because they're using the puppet in the biggest house on the planet, which is the White House. You know, the White House that he's tearing down, the people's house, your tax dollars that are going to waste, that a man who sits in office, who's collectively earned $3.5 billion using the office of the President of the United States, our house, the people's house, to tear it down and to tear down democracy. And then you have people like Kimmy, who likes to come into your live every day and not just attack me personally, but attacked my sick mother while she was dying. That's what Kimmy does every day when she comes in here. Kimmy, I don't know you. I don't care about you. You are a coward. You are a pathetic human being. And more importantly, you're a hideous woman because you are the worst of women. You attack other women. You attack other women because you are so freaking miserable in your own skin that you have to support men like Dame, who literally would kick you out of bed for eating crackers. So please miss me with your condemnation of me, because you will never be me. You will never have my intellect. You will never have my empathy. You will never have my kindness. You will never have anything that amounts to human decency. You are the most pathetic type of woman there is. you tear down other women. And that's the last breath you'll ever get out of me, you sorry sow.
Thank you. These are some sick people. These are
As far as this, I want to request that everybody, when you're talking about Renee Nicole Good, say her name. Stop calling her. Stop calling her that woman. Stop calling her she. Because where the pronouns matter, it's her name. Her name was Rebecca Nicole Good. And we need to be saying her name so they don't dehumanize her. She did not do anything but try to prevent other neighbors from being harmed. She actually did what Americans are supposed to do and protect their neighbors. And Dame, if you're going to call yourself a Christian, maybe you should pick up a Bible and read about how you should treat your neighbor. Say her name. Remember who she is to her family, her friends, and her neighbors who watched her be unalived by people who probably aren't even legitimate agents. And for those of you who don't comprehend that ICE is never supposed to make a traffic stop. ICE is never supposed to question American citizens. ICE is not supposed to unlock your door. ICE is not supposed to stand in front of a car and draw their weapon. They aren't even supposed to place themselves in front of a vehicle. They are supposed to stand out of the way. They are not supposed to pursue. So an American citizen named Renee Nicole Good lost her life from an ICE agent that illegally was trying to prevent her from movement in the United States of America. Say her name every day and remember that there is a child now left parentless in this country because of ICE agents that were illegally in that state that weren't supposed to be doing anything. They're not at the border. They're not preventing anybody from coming into this country. They weren't stopping an illegal alien. They unalived a 37-year-old mother whose name was Renee Nicole Good. And until you start humanizing people, you are going to keep accepting the unalivement of American citizens on U.S. soil by your tax dollars. You paid that son of a bitch. Stop. Wow. Mama, sorry, Zeus. You paid him to unalive her. I want you to let that sink in. He gets to go home and eat the food that your tax dollars paid. He gets to go home and provide medical to his family that your tax dollars paid. His children get to go to schools that your tax dollars paid. I want you to remember that every time you sit down at a table to eat, that ICE agent and the 14 other people whose lives have been lost in this country by ICE agents, the highest number, by the way, in U.S. history for ICE agents taking lives has happened under this Trump administration.
He's bringing it.
You can take that to the bank and cash it because that's what's going to keep happening until we, the people, for the people, stand up collectively for civil rights and human rights and women's rights and education rights, and we believe in science and math, because I want to remind you of something else. There are children in this country right now unaliving to literal illnesses that were preventable because of this administration saying that you don't need to vaccinate your kids, that you don't need to take medications or any type of preventative measures. Our U.S. public safety has gone to shit because of this administration. And if you're in a neighborhood like yours, Dame, it's going to be tenfold for your children because your children are going to be forgotten.
That part. W, Jim. You did an outstanding job, ladies and gentlemen. Give Jim a huge round of applause. Seriously. This is what we need. Because I don't want these folks to ever think we waver in our belief system when it comes to what's happening in this country. And Jim, you did an outstanding job again. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, I also wanted to come up and remind you that when people try to tell you to stop eating sugar and eat more protein, have we not had a food pyramid for decades? I just want to know. I just want to know. Because while somebody was being unalived, that's what they were talking about. They were talking about an upside down food pyramid. I want to let that sink in. While they're committing crimes and unaliving people in international waters,
Yeah.
while they're getting us into international conflicts, while they are harming Americans on U.S. soil, while they are harming cities and taking away food programs from 5 different states, I want to remind you that that's what they used their time to do, was go on national TV with a brain worm full and tell you as he eats roadkill that your children, who aren't going to have access to medical, by the way, they need to eat less sugar and more protein. That they want to tell you that drinking alcohol is just a social thing, and you can do it. It's okay, because that's what you're going to hear them encourage you to do more of, right? Do more of the things that are going to harm your
Destroy
family,
yourself.
because they're going to get the medical.
Yeah.
All of those people standing up on those podiums, all those people that have platforms, all of those that come from wealthy families. And while we're at it, while they talk against Mamdani, does anybody realize that Dr. Oz is also Arab, is Muslim?
Oh.
Dr.
Oh.
Oz is Muslim,
Wow.
people. Like, do you guys all know that as you're
Wow.
supporting the administration denigrating Mamdani,
Yeah.
that Dr. Oz is a Muslim? I mean, do you guys not recognize how ridiculous you sound?
They get played
How
every time.
absolute idiotic you
They get
are,
played.
that you support an administration that tells you to hate somebody for being a Muslim, for literally taking his oath of office on the Quran, which he has every right to do, all the while listening to Dr. Oz denigrate medical science and denigrate your intellect as a standing Muslim. See, that's the part that really mind boggles me every single time, is that you guys literally have them walk you straight into the fire.
Wow.
And you don't even realize they poured the gasoline on you first.
Wow. W's in the chat for Jim. Jim doesn't have TDS, and I would appreciate it if you stop and refrain. All of my little demons in the audience, refrain. Just zip it, because you're not going to win here. You're not going to
Coming
win.
from a Trump delusional supporter, you have TDS.
Yeah.
TDS, Trump's
There you go.
delusional supporters.
Trump devoted syndrome. All right, well, listen, Jim, I got to get up out of
I love
here.
you.
All right, W's in the chat for Jim. No lies detected. All right, oh my goodness, all right, let's see, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, let's see, drummer, you said you had something to say real quick. What do you got for me, buddy? I got to get up out of here.
Jesus, can you quickly
Yes.
bring me up on the big screen? I know you got to go.
Your wish is my command.
All right, and I want to be able to show my video. And am I able to flip my camera around?
I think you can just double tap the screen, or there should be an option. Oh, wait a minute, you're on the, I think you got to hit, yeah, you hit,
There we go.
There you go, yeah.
Okay.
There you go, good job.
Okay, a couple things is, and I know you got to go, man. And God bless Jim, man. Thank you, Jim, for coming up here and speaking that tremendous wisdom. Jesus, can you help me kind of understand something? Does this lady look like a terrorist?
No.
Does she look like somebody who's nefarious in general?
Not at all.
She has a 6-year-old son who just lost his daddy.
Wow.
So help if I have any MAGA in this live, help me understand something. This lady was in her car. That's her car, right there. She sees this truck, this guy getting out of the truck. She doesn't see any lights on this car.
None.
She doesn't see like any plates that say exempt. She sees this guy with a mask on right there and right there. And she has her son in the van. She don't know what's going on. So help me understand something. She's confused because she doesn't know if this guy is real or not. for all she knows, this guy is probably like somebody who is
He's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a
exactly.
domestic T. He's the domestic T.
And she sees a gun on his belt, and she has her son in the vehicle.
He doesn't care.
Now watch this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's backing up.
Oh, she looks like she's trying to hit him, right?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
And this is the guy right here.
Holding the cell phone.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want you to watch her tire.
Yeah, I'm watching the tire.
Okay? Because, hey, Zeus, you got to help me understand something here, my friend. Christy Nome said that she threatened this man's life. She threatened this man's life. Now let's watch this. Look at the wheel.
Mm-hmm. Turning. Looks like it's turning away from him.
And he's pulling his gun out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Why you do that?
And her wheel, and I want you to watch the wheel.
Uh-huh. What is she
Now, do you see him rolling over his leg?
Yep. Get out of the way.
Her wheel is continuing to turn right.
Yeah.
Now, if she wanted to take this guy out, watch the wheel. Why ain't that wheel straight? She's wanting to get out of this guy's way because she don't know who this guy is. She has her son in the car.
Yeah.
She has her son in the car. She wants to get out of there because she's probably fearful because of her son's in the car. So she goes away. Now, is this guy in any danger?
No.
Is this guy limping?
Nope.
Look, watch how he walks afterwards. Is he limping?
Not at all.
Is he limping?
Nope.
So, Christy Nome, what the hell is up your... Well, Mama Noose is in the live, so I'm going to be respectful. What the heck's up her butt? This man was in no danger, Zeus. Look at this.
None.
Look at this.
Look at these people, these demons, these creatures.
Now, if I was a lawyer, I would shred this guy alive in court. And you know what?
As you should.
Yeah. And I know you got to go, so I'm going to land my plane here. Let me flip my camera around. Oh, let me see here. Yeah, I got to save it first. Because this happened in the state of Minnesota, it's a state issue. And although he's federal, I don't think Trump's going to be able to pardon this guy.
Nope. I don't want him to get pardoned. I want him to think he got away with it, just like all these other demons out here. Let them keep thinking they got away with it, because justice, it'll creep up on them like a thief in the night. It's going to happen. All right, drummer, I got to get up out of here.
Hey, Zeus, I love you, brother. I love everybody in the kingdom. God bless you and everybody else.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's my good friend, brother drummer. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. To my little demons out there, keep on laughing, because trust me, all you're doing is proving the point that everyone in the United States has been saying the whole time. You're un-American and you're unpatriotic, and you're the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. Seriously. But all right, seriously, I want to give every single one of you a huge round of applause. Sorry, I couldn't stay longer. I've been reported so many times, too. I don't want to risk losing the platform like I've been with the other account, all right? Thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Educational, engaging, and, entertaining. But one last round of booze and shame for the two demons that I had in my box that couldn't even bring themselves to actually show they are capable of being decent human beings in a moment like this. These people are sick. And it all makes sense when you realize Donald Trump and them, they want to unalive as many people as they possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah. Gotta wait for change.
Y'all keep up the good work out there. Don't let these fools Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Drifty saucy got the fit, real different. 1600 on the ground, no skis.
Thank you.
I'm the best from top of the blade.
Vera.
All cats make you pound, think of all shit. Bustin' moves no need.
Nutty. My mom told me to tell you something. You need to crucify your flesh, Nutty, because you should never come onto my show and ever again and say anything like this. I forgot to say that to you, but and you know, I'll work on doing the same. That's Takesha. Keep up the good work.
Strapping in the zone. Past the heat, got my foot on the gas.
Have a great rest of your morning.
All
right.